Hello everyone, welcome to the Great Indian School podcast. The podcast has reached Gwalior and I have with me Mr. Ajay Singh, the school principal of the Scindia School. Sir, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you, Dhruv.
Sir, we'll want to explore your childhood and what shaped you as a person into the school leader that you are today. And let's start with the basics. Tell us more about your childhood. Where did you grow up?
Okay. So if I take myself back, the journey starts in my village.
Okay.
So coming from a kind of a zamindar family, and then you're going to the school which is attended by everybody. So right in childhood, I was taught equality.
Okay.
Though the village differences were there, but when you went to the school, you had to sit on the ground on your own tart. You had to clean it up. So respect for service
Yes.
and respect for everybody around was taught and inculcated there. Then of course I moved to Mumbai and had a good school in Mumbai and Delhi. But what remarkably I remember distinctly from my childhood is initially I never liked losing. I never liked coming second.
Yes.
It was that kind of a scenario where coming second was something like, what will my family say about me? Because I was seen to be something really good. But sports, and as I ventured more into debating, sports, quiz and all, you started respecting failures.
Yes.
So life at school taught me how to handle situations. That's the best which I remember from my schooling. And the second is when my father was posted abroad and we had to shift from Mumbai to Delhi. The principal there wrote a long letter to my father that I am ready to adopt your son. He will stay with me, but don't take him away. Now that letter is what my father has preserved till date. He keeps it in his own file. So that's the kind of bonding which you manage to evolve with your teachers, with your principal for that matter.
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal. So I learned that apart from teaching and learning, there is a bond which exists. And that is what makes it special. So these 2-3 elements of my schooling have really taken me a step into what I can give back to my children.
So, do you have that sort of a connection with any of your students?
Oh yes, one of my students, sent me a very regretful mail. Sir, you didn't attend my wedding. You see, that kind of thing which I say to my teachers, your success is how many students of yours invite you for their marriage.
True.
That is what your indicator is, how good and a strong bond you had managed to evolve. Because teaching is secondary for me. It's the relationship which is the critical one. So I do try and manage to get across to my students, but you do miss some.
And then that's how you become a part of their family.
Exactly.
Nice. So, tell me more about your father. What did he do? So, like you said that you transferred from your village to Mumbai and then Delhi. So, what did he do?
My father was in the Ministry of Telecommunications.
Okay.
Earlier it was known as the PNT, the
Okay.
Post and Telegraph Department. So he had a long tenure at Mumbai. Then, of course, he was sent abroad in Iraq from the Ministry of Telecommunications. So that's what allowed me more to grow as an individual.
Nice.
When he was away from one of the most crucial years. So it gave me that independence as well as the responsibility, being the eldest son in the family, to also handle the family
Yes.
when the father is away, as well as take care of yourself and your younger brother and the elder sister.
Oh, so, you have two siblings.
Yeah.
So, that might have been something, as a child, it's a big responsibility to take if your father is abroad. And it's ideal in an Indian family, we believe, the eldest son is the one. Zimmedari ki baat karte hain.
Correct.
So, did you ever face that pressure? Did you feel that? Did you take it with open arms, or were you did it affect your mental health in any way?
It came to me when Ma used to tell me that ये तुम्हारा काम है, तुम बड़े हो घर के. You see, you were told again and again, you were reminded again and again, तुम बड़े हो घर के, ये तुम्हारी जिम्मेदारी है, जैसा तुम अच्छा करोगे, your younger brother will also do good. So it was a reflection on that. And somehow, wherever I went to study, my younger brother followed me.
Okay.
So you're always there,
Yes.
as an elder brother, as a parent to the younger one.
Yes.
Right up to the university. He has always followed me, somehow.
What's the kind of bond that you share with them now, both your siblings?
Very close bond, because my elder sister, it is a full respect which I have for her, more in terms of her being the eldest. And the younger one, we have a very, carefree kind of a relationship where we can talk about anything and everything.
So, any sibling rivalries or any sibling
Of course.
fun?
In the school, he used to, pick on fights with the seniors just because I was there.
Yes.
He
and
never
you
fought his
people-
own batchmates.
Yeah.
I remember once when I was called by sister and she said, your brother is slightly injured, you have to take him home. I said, what happened? He had picked a fight with my batchmate.
Okay.
Very well knowing that he will be there to.
Then you will be there to
Then you'll be there
defend.
to
That's
defend.
how actually the youngest siblings are
Yes.
like that. So okay, and what about your mother? So I want to understand one thing, that as we grow older, we realize we have become a version of our parents somehow. Who do you think has influenced you as a person more, your mother or your father?
I'll say both of them.
Okay.
My mother comes from a typical strong Rajput family where the girl education was not promoted. And I can tell you she's one of the sharpest ladies around. Very, very sharp mind. However, they did not benefit from the education, though my nani in those times was a teacher. Just
Okay.
imagine. But when she got married into this family, which is my nana's family, they were not allowed to.
Okay.
However, her mind, which is so sharp that she knows what is right, what is wrong. On the other hand, is my father. He's a stickler for discipline, and he will give it to you if you don't follow it. So we were actually in dread and awe of my father till today. Till today, if he's sitting, we don't sit till the
Okay.
time he says so. So that kind of admiration is there for the man who was full of integrity, very punctual, no nonsense, and always taught ethics. So that point of time we thought, why? And now when you look back, you realize, yes, why not? So that's the importance of both the parents, which I have imbibed, I think.
True. So, a lot more, the world has become a lot more sensitive, you can say, to certain things and matters which were not a part of discussion in your time, say. Whether it's inclusion of LGBTQIA plus community or bullying. So, something that is very, very a myth, or you can say a popular belief about boarding schools, is that ragging and bullying are prevalent here. What do you have to say about that? And how do you make sure that if a child comes up and says that, I am queer, or if I belong to the homosexual community, how do you make sure that they feel welcomed and they are not bullied here in school?
See, the first thing which a child comes, because I have only had a couple of cases like this, when children have shown this kind of inclination,
Okay.
and that too not at this place till now, but in my previous school certainly.
Okay.
So what I did was I just heard him, and he felt happy. I heard him for close to 50 minutes. So he felt happy because somebody was listening to him.
Yes.
I did not give any opinion. And a background in psychology telling you, do not give any opinion. So I refrained from any opinion. It was all about making him feel normal, welcome as a one-to-one.
Yes.
So that allowed him the liberty to speak about his heart and his entire approach to life. You just need to make sure that they feel comfortable. That's it.
And you became their confidant.
And I became their confidant.
Nice. Any particular issue that you are very close to? So, suppose, like whether it's about gender championing or whether it's about climate change, sustainability. So, there are a lot of issues that, once you are at a position, you have that responsibility as well as you have that power to make that change. Any particular issue that you are very passionate about and you want to?
Yes, definitely. This school, like you have seen, is very unique. It's on a fort, which is 6th century BC.
Yes.
Now that also gives an exposure to having a wild kind of a,
Wildlife around you. Yes.
flora, fauna, plus the jungle area which is around
Yes.
us. However, in that we have certain species which are invasive. They have invaded the fort
Okay.
and they have taken over the fort. They drink the water which is there, so sparse. So gradually we have removed them because they are not easy to cut down immediately. They have to be girdled and they have to be removed. And around 15,000 square meters area of that area has been cleaned up, has been converted into a grassland.
Okay.
Now imagine more than 80 species of grasses growing in that grassland without any water support. And they have to survive by breaking the rocks.
Okay.
So the roots of these grasses are so dense, so powerful, that the most effective carbon sink in the entire mechanism. So if you look at the researches which are there, it's either a total green tree area or a grassland, which are the most powerful carbon sinks. So I call that area the Nilkant of this area because they are absorbing poison from the air. At the same time, we have 6 tals, water bodies. So all our children here have ensured that they have made channels. So whenever there is good rains like this year, water gushes in through the channels to all the 6 tals. So today, out of a capacity of 340 lakh liters of the 6 tals, we have 235 lakh liters water in the tals.
Wow.
Can you just imagine a day comes in the city of Gwalior where rains is not very often that good? When a city says that we need water and the Scindia School can say yes, We have one tal which you can supply the city. Now that is called being water positive. And the children are learning as part of the curriculum.
That's amazing.
Doing maths in the tal area, take a rope, find the diameter, you have a depth area, find the volume of water.
That's experiential learning.
Exactly, right? They're looking at the species, the pattern of the leaves which are there as part of mathematics. So a lot of learning happening in those areas which they don't forget.
Amazing. So, a quick rapid fire before we wrap it up. I'll ask you a few quick questions. First thing, your favorite subject in school?
My favorite subject was history.
History. And your favorite teacher?
My favorite teacher was my geography and English teacher.
Name?
Name today also I can say Mrs. Joshi. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I was in class 7th and the word was, I had pronounced it embarrassment.
Okay.
Right. She walked up to me, I was in the front seat. She said, I love you. And my ears and this all turned red. She said, that is embarrassment.
Embarrassment.
Now, just imagine a teacher walking up to you and saying that.
Yeah.
That's what is called teaching. I never forgot the meaning of it till date and the pronunciation. She never ridiculed me.
That's such a polite way to
She never ridiculed me.
Yes.
She just proved it how to do it.
Yes.
So I still am in touch with her.
Okay, you're still in touch with
I have a lot of fantasy, but this is something which is really special.
Amazing. And describe your school friends gang in one word.
Naughty.
Okay.
Very naughty. But constructive.
Are you still in touch with them?
Still in touch with them.
Amazing. And your favorite sport as a child?
My favorite sport, table tennis, where I earned a lot of accolades right up to the national level.
Okay.
But I've equally played cricket, badminton, and also long distance running.
Nice. One thing that you learned in psychology that will always carry in you as an educator?
Patience.
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 Great. And your favorite tiffin recipe that your mother cooked or your father?
Yes. The favorite recipe which I love is the litti
Yes.
with the chokha or the meat which my mother cooks, because she makes that masala which is really special,
Nice.
which is made of sattu.
Yes.
Right, so it's either a bhabri,
Mhm.
which is made as a small roti filled up with a
Yes.
masala, or a litti,
Litti.
and then you have that chokha which is made with hand,
Yes.
or the meat which is cooked, and that's really special.
That's a Bihari staple.
That's a Bihari staple.
Yes, and I've tried. It's wonderful. And the last question: any school crush or romance that was successful or it failed? You can tell us in either way.
I had good friends,
Mhm.
but not a crush, because in those times you did not have that kind of thing. There were a couple of them I knew, my friends.
Okay.
But if you call a crush kind of word to be used, I was really amazed by one of my teachers when I was a kid, because she had a lovely long hair. We used to just be in awe of that.
Okay.
Mrs. Scindia Patil, the teacher. She was a maths teacher, but we were just in awe of that,
Beautiful hair.
beautiful hair she had.
Yes.
So that was not crush, but that's what I remember distinctly from my childhood.
Nice. You appreciated someone
Yes.
rather than crush is a similar, like a fairly newer term that is being used
Correct.
by the younger generation. Nice. And so the last question: any one book or film that you would recommend that every student should watch or read?
Oh yes. I would recommend two films which are very close to me. One is Anand, the philosophy of life,
Yes.
and the second is Guide, again the philosophy of life.
Yes.
For motivational, I always go back to Rocky,
Okay.
part 1. Book is, which I got in class 5th, I could not understand that point of time, right? That's Jonathan Livingston Seagull,
Okay.
right? So that book I couldn't understand. In 6th I read it again, in 7th I read it again. I only understood it when I came to the graduation area. It's all about motivation and doing the impossible. So that's one of my favorite books.
Amazing. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your
Thank you
time.
so much.
Lovely talking to you.
Thank you.